All right, good evening, folks. It is I, Chief Sarcan of Acid Chief Streaming and MMORPG.com stream team. We are back with more WildStar. This time, I'm taking a look at the medic. I am a level 3 medic with a scientist path, and we are going to do the 3 through 6 starter area while I cover the basics of what the medic is all about, philosophies on how to play the medic, and all that fun stuff. And more importantly, I'm here to answer your questions. So please engage me in conversation and let's have some fun together. So let's just jump right into it. So we'll start out here. I'm on a Macari as a medic, and I'm in Levion Bay, which is one of the 2 start areas for the Dominion. The others would be Crimson Isle, where the Chua and the Drakons start out. Levion Bay is where the the Cassians and the Macari start out. So, with that, let's dive right in, and let's take a look at what the medic is all about. So we open up our control panel. The medic is all about these resonators. The stats are kind of interesting because we use brutality, finesse, let's see here. Tech is our assault power 1, which is our DPS, and then our insight is our support power, which is for our healing spec, and then so on and so forth. Deflection would be the support power for finesse. Brutality would be our DPS stat. Secondary or tertiary, Moxie would be our secondary DPS, and Grit would be our secondary healing stat. And you can tell that over here, the secondary stats it provides, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and take a look at our abilities. You start out with your basic ability is a discharge. As you can see here, it's a channeling ability, and we're just going to hit things in the area. Our secondary is our gamma rays, which is basically our consumer. You have to build up 2 power cores, as you can see here. Or maybe you can't see there. We start with 4, and you have to have them built up to be able to use those. And then we also get our 3rd ability, which is a paralytic surge, which stuns things. So that helps control the battle space. Anyway, those are our 3 abilities we start with. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cone that they provide. As you can see here, your main ability, you just channel it there like that. Your gamma rays hits in 3 cones, the center being the most powerful, the 2 outside being a little bit weaker, but you can line up and gather and discharge on multiple things. Our stun, however, is an interesting shape. It's a diamond shape. So let's go up here like this, which is pretty an interesting way to kind of control the battle space. As things are coming in at you, you can tag them and grab them. So let's just go around and play a bit and see how we do here. Looks like the first thing we got here is, signal flare. So we have a mission to light signal flares. So let's look around for some more signal flares. Oh, let's cover paths. Jared, hello, welcome. So here you can see this neutron symbol. This is for the scientist. Every time you see one of those, you can click on something and hit the G key, and my bot here is going to go out there and scan that, and that gathers information. Sometimes when you do that, you'll actually get a buff for doing that. As you can see here, we made progress in scanning the plants in the area. Not everything can be scanned. As you can see here, I can't scan this unless it has the symbol. But let's go ahead and take a look at our path system. Oops, wrong key. So you kind of understand where our paths are at. As we level paths, we unlock things like when I get to rank 3, I'm going to earn an instrument pouch. When I get rank 2, I get this bookworm title. I've already earned that. And you do this by using your bot to scan it. As you get more and farther along, there'll be more things to scan, more things to do, and you'll get more quests available here listed. And it gets quite interesting. So just keep an eye on that. You'll just randomly see me hit the G key and my bot's going to fly up and scan stuff. For now, let's go ahead and attack something. Oh, too far away. As you can see here, I can move around while I'm using my abilities, which makes it very easy to attack things. Come in. If you double jump, you jump higher, which is a very nice feature. Still not getting up there. There we go. Oh, get up there.
Double kill.
Nice double kill right off the bat. Nice view, look at that. Isn't that kind of spooky out there? There's a ship there. No, I'm not an explorer, but I like to see everything and do everything, so let's just kind of look around. I am running at max settings for video, so you should be able to see quite a good level of detail here. Keep in mind this game is in beta. There goes my bot. I hit G. Oh, and that time I got a buff. See that? I scanned the mushroom and it gave me a speed buff temporarily while I'm near the plant. Sometimes you get to keep those buffs, sometimes they're just while you're within range of what you scanned. Nice little tip for there. And I also get extra lore for scanning items. So if you go into your codex, let's see here, where's my lore? There it is. I need to keybind my lore, by the way. You go in here, your Galactic Archive, scanning things will sometimes you give you more information that I could unlock that other classes couldn't, or other paths couldn't. So if you're really into the lore, this is the path for you because you're going to get lots of neat and juicy information. Let's see what the Macari looks like for swimming. Oh, we get the motorboat swim. Let's dive. One thing that's really nice about WildStar, if you've never seen it, the underwater visuals are just phenomenal. Look at the detail on this ship. It's very cool. Thus far in beta, there hasn't been a lot of creatures inside the water, but we expect that to change. Oh, we found something new. Another thing to scan for our bot. Off we go. And another one.
Mission complete.
So feel free to shoot me any questions if you have any. Just trying to show off what we got going here. Hunting around. Completing my path mission. Alright, we got a... Ooh. Oh, look at it. We found something interesting. What did we find over here? These rocks appear to be covered with bones. Alright. I believe that was probably an explorer mission that we just happened to discover. Alright, we completed our path mission. Let's continue on. Well, there is a new wave of beta keys going out this weekend, so there's a good chance some of you, if you've signed up, may get one. So be looking at your emails. Oh, by the way, I didn't cover my innate. What an innate does for your class is it gives you an extra toggle ability that helps your class out. These are unique to each class. For the medic, it happens to be energized. If I push the R button, I'm going to refill my 4 balls up here to let me use some of these abilities that cost them. So if you're in a pinch, you've run out of things, and you want to use one of your consumers, you pop off your energize, refill your bubbles. This is really good for the healing, where you might be in a tough spot and need to refill quickly. So there's a question, can scientists unlock locked location? Yes, indeed. There is lore pieces, datacrons, and stuff like that that you can't get to unless you scan a panel with your bot and unlock that area for everybody that happens to be around to go through the door. Very good question. And there's lots of neat things that are going to come along later on with your bots that are going to help you do stuff. I can't get into the specifics of that because that takes you beyond level 15, but your bot is more than just get you information and get you buffs. There's going to be uses for that that makes the scientists have uniqueness to it that you're really going to enjoy later on. Oh, another signal flare. There we go. Lighting off the signal flares. Alright. So this here, if you see this, this is for the soldier path. They would activate a holdout here, and you could help the soldier if there was a soldier nearby to play with that. Speaking of a soldier, there's a soldier right there. And he's got a medic helping him. They might do that holdout. If they do, we'll give them a hand. Looks like they are. They just activated. Look at that. Perfect timing. Let's help out. Notice my participation has increased the number of mobs that they're going to have for the holdout, which benefits everybody.
You have slain many. Drown the battlefield in enemy blood.
And there we go. He got extra path experience for us helping him out, and we didn't even have to be grouped. So the pay model is clearly outlined on the WildStar webpage, but it's going to be a pay-to-play, but you can also earn what's called cred in-game, or you can earn currency in-game to buy cred from other players who have purchased game time. Very similar to the EVE system. So it's not a free game. You do have to pay for your time involved one way or another, either via cred or real world. Did I miss? Missing another flare. There it is. Keep those questions coming. I like talking to you guys while I'm playing. It's a rather boring experience if all you're doing is watching me run around the screen. Oh, look at that. We found some lore. So this is lore that's available to everybody, not just the scientists. You'll find these items laying on the ground in various places. You just click on it. It's going to open up a little book, and you can open it up and read it. And as you can see here, for every zone, you're going to have a certain amount of lore that you can collect. For this zone, there's 4 data cubes, and they'll actually look like a cube. And then you'll have journals and adventure stories. In this zone, there's 7 journals. We've now found 2 of them. This is a complete small story all by itself. We're not going to read it today, but once you start playing, these got lots of juicy information for you. Keep in mind, some of those journals you'll actually have to read to progress in a quest. For example, in my stream the other day, the key code to a door was in the story. Had I not read it, I would have been stuck going, where's the code to get past this door? So sometimes you need to read them, and sometimes they're just completely optional. Either way, they're good stories to read. Let's turn in our quest.
Come on then, Gov, don't keep us waiting. Right then, it shouldn't be too much trouble.
And just so you know, I'm clicking through the quest quickly. I'm not giving you time to read them because I don't want to spoil it. This is about gameplay and answering questions, not spoiling the game for you per se. So, I can give you little hints about the stories, but I don't want to spoil it too much by actually reading all the quest texts like I do in a lot of games for you. Okay, we got a vendor. I got a bunch of junk I can sell. I'll hit my junk button. By the way, this is a player-made add-on for this button. This isn't provided by Carbine just yet. They plan to build it in, but it is not part of the default UI. But it does help currently. Let's see here. I can't click sell that anyway, so we'll just put that there. Let's see here. Here's a settler node. As you can see here, a settler has built some things that we can take advantage of. We come over here and we can click on these, and I just got a resistance buff that's good for 20 minutes. And I got a boost, or I can get a boost to my shields for 20 minutes. Sometimes these things you can stack them, sometimes you can't. Just depends on what's available. But that anytime you see one of these things in the sky, that means the settlers built something for everybody to take advantage of. Anyway, so here's a run speed that just got built. This will stack, where these other 2 won't because they look the same. They provide a buff that's going to overwrite each other. But never mind, I was mistaken. They all look the same. I thought they had different imagery around them. My mistake. So sometimes they stack, sometimes they don't. Okay, so now we got a run speed, and we have a quest to kill wolverines and wombats. So, one thing to note when you're looking at the map, they did something to help you out. They give you an idea where you need to go, but they don't tell you exactly. And the key difference when you look at the map is yellow is for your quests. So when you look here, your quests, you can highlight anywhere on this quest, and it'll highlight all the grids where you potentially can find how to complete that quest. If it was highlighted in orange, as you see here, this is for a scientist. This is for your path. Anything that's path related will be orange. And if you had your path mission, as you can see here, see how the square highlights in orange? That's telling me I need to go over there to scan relics to be able to complete my path mission once it's available for you. So it's just a little tip that helps you navigate the map. Another thing about the map is it tells you how many things on this map there are to do. Challenges are things that just pop up while you're randomly killing something, randomly walking to an area, so on and so forth. There's 3 of those on this map. If you want to be a completionist, before you leave the area, you're going to want to look at your map and say, did I complete them all? Well, got to find out. Tasks. Tasks are mini quests that say go do something. Data cubes are those lore pieces we were telling you about earlier. Journals are lore pieces. Episodes of the quest is telling me I have 12 more steps to the storyline quest to complete before I'm done with the area. It's telling me I have 3 path missions. I've already completed 1 for the scientific. And then it'll tell you how much you've explored the zone. So it's just nice little tidbits of summary for those that like to complete everything, not just blast through the zone and keep on going for endgame, it gives you a nice summary of what you have left to do. And you can go look at your bigger map and zoom back into the maps for all those other areas to see what you want to do too. For those that like to shadow your map and see the grid, you can hit your shadow function on the map and you can still see the outline of the zone, where you've explored, where you're not explored, just by having it in the background. I don't really like doing that, so I hit map and then I can hit M again to cancel my map, and now it's just gone. But it is an option for those that like the shadow map feature that's built in. It's very cool. Oops. As you notice, I have to click on the item to have the bot go do it, or you have to walk up really close to the item and then he'll scan it himself. So I see a quest icon over here, that's why I'm heading this direction. Elden evacuation. Okay. We gotta find artifacts. So so the question is, do you find paths more beneficial for team play or for soloers? I think for both. In fact, there's going to be a situation where what paths you choose and take with you in a group composition is going to affect gameplay. Adventures are like a situation where, depending on how many of what type of path you have, it'll affect things that are going to happen during that adventure. So, for example, you have a soldier in the group. Oh no! Don't do this to us! They're going to bring the server down in 15 minutes. We gotta hurry. The NPCs might get extra weaponry. If you have a scientist, they might be able to adapt to the environment better. If you have a settler, they'll find more resources. Just as examples, situations where your paths will affect the situation. I prefer the scientist because I'm the lore guy. I like to know all the pieces. I like to find all the information. I'm a completionist, and I feel that having that bot and finding that information and getting those buffs and finding that stuff is really cool. My next favorite is Explorer because I like to explore. So we got 15 minutes, and then I'm going to have to do part 2 of this stream after they bring it back up. So we found some more lore. Settlers are very cool if you like group support to the world, if you like to build stuff. Oh no, don't tell me they did it early. Okay, just a hiccup. They didn't bring it down yet. Okay. But if you like to build stuff like those buff machines, it said it's going to be down about 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, they're usually pretty quick. So this is where the Cassians come in if you like to play the human version of the Dominion. This is where you come in when you complete the starter area of the Ark ship. In the interim, if this goes down and I can't get back into the game in a fairly reasonable amount of time, I do have my old streams up on my YouTube. You could go watch those. Let's see if we can do this challenge. So here's a little tip. I'm going to collect a clam and it's going to start a challenge.
Challenge begins.
Now I have to collect clams. Go, go, go. Oh no, he's going to attack me. They're mad because I'm stealing their clams.
Double kill.
This is actually a fairly easy challenge. Because there's plenty of clams.
Challenge complete.
Look at that. Such an easy challenge to complete. So the way challenge works is they're going to have levels. Some challenges only have a single level. Some challenges have bronze, silver, and gold. Completing the challenge at a higher level gives you a chance at a better reward, but it's always randomized for your loot. When you click on which one you would like to get, it doesn't mean that's what you're going to get, but you get a higher percentage to get that reward. First time, I always pick up the bag because I need bags, right? Let's see here. Can you do things on Settler Soldier that aren't based on these fixed nodes? Yes. Oh no! What happened? Okay. Ignore that area. What did I get? So I had an add-on that broke my loot roll, so I don't know if I didn't get my loot or not. That's okay. No big deal. Or did I? Yep, I did. I got a medi shot. So the question is, fixed nodes, yes. There are soldier missions that have to go on missions that aren't associated with just doing a holdout type mission. There's different types that you'll get loaded on, and there's also settlers where you'll be able to build stuff in fairly random locations, but that all comes later on. Won't get into the specifics of that. Let's see here. Yes, so my loot was there. I didn't get the bag. I got another potion, but that's okay. I didn't win my loot, but I had an add-on that I was trying out for somebody because we have some wonderful add-on authors, and it broke. I didn't like it. That's okay. I'll provide feedback on the forums later. We have lots of wonderful add-on authors working on making some nifty stuff. Now I'm completing a mission. Yes, you can re-keybind just about everything in the game. Here we can show you that. If you go into keybinding, you can keybind pretty much everything to a primary or a secondary keybinding. For those things that don't have a slot there, some of these will actually have a corresponding non-combat ability key that you can put on your hotbar, and then you're just going to re-keybind to that by dragging it to your bar and using it. And you have 3 bars that you can put things to, and you just designate the key binding for that slot. I usually keep mine closed because if there's nothing there. Now keep in mind you can't put abilities on these other slots. You can only put non-combat type things because this is your limited action set. These are the only things that your abilities will go to. But you can put your consumables, your hoverboards, summon your pets and your mounts all down here on these keys. Hope that answered that question. Keep them coming. Oh, looks like I found some more lore out here on this ship. Ooh, Elden technology. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Found a journal. And we got Skipper Grumpy's log. Well, I guess I'd be grumpy too if my ship was sunk. Should we swim out to the island, just take a look? Let's go. So I believe if you were an explorer, you would have to come out here for something. We're just looking because I think this is a really cool tower. And you can see the artwork behind the Elden technology is really cool. You're going to see a lot of this type of structure and artwork throughout the game. Oops. Didn't mean to fall off the backside. Do you have to have your keybinds open to use them? No. If I hit F1 right now, even though you can't see it, I will drink a potion. Because that's what I bound F1 to. So if you open here, I have this bound to F1. You don't have to have it being seen. In fact, I could hide all of this. I could get rid of all this and not see it using custom UI, and everything will still work. No problem. So let's get back to questing. Oh, looks like we got a storm going. Look at those cool effects on the water. One of the many things I love about WildStar is the environmental effects. Look at, you can see the water falling. You can see the effects upon the waves. If you go underwater, oh, there's a fish. Look at that, chase the fish around. We go under the water, if I can get deep enough. You can see the fish swimming around. You can see the raindrops falling on the water. Very cool effects. Fishing is not in the game right now, but it was. They took it out to revamp it to make it more WildStar-ish. So one of these days you'll be able to catch those fish via some fishing system. Currently it's not in-game. It probably won't be in before launch, but it's something to look forward to if you're a big fisherman. Yes, if you didn't notice, the fish did swim away from me when I swam towards the fish. They will run. Oh, we found some people. Artifacts. That's an interesting question. I have actually asked the same question. We have so many lore items for reading, but no, so far, collectible items. At the moment, they haven't really talked too much about it. I would hope that there's some kind of collectible, at least to support housing. Have some artifacts that you can collect to put in your house. There are nifty things like plushies. You can get a pet that, or items that drop for your house that you can get, but so far nothing I've seen on Elden artifacts. I hope so. Collecting things is so much fun. No, you will drown if you stay underwater. Even as a robot, which I think is funny, the Makari are robots, I will drown if I stay underwater too long. We found a cave! Let's go in the cave. Looks like there's something up there to collect. Woohoo! We leveled up!
Time to crack some skulls.
Oh, and we got a phone call. We have to go to an ability training kiosk to learn a new ability.
Believe me, you got work to do.
Okay, we found a bot robot. Alright. So, when you level up, as you can see there, you get this big woohoo! And then you're also going to get a list that tells you what did you level up. What did you get for leveling up? And this is very informative and helps you determine what you need to do next. So, it told us we got one new ability. So it told us we had attribute increases, and attribute increases are the automatically applied to your character stats. So we got extra of all 6 main stats, and we also opened up our 4th ability slot, and you can see that that's blank now. So if we open up our panel here, we can see that we don't have anything here that we can actually do. We also have path abilities when we get to level 4. But if you look here, this is available at the vendor, which is what it just told us. It says, hey, go train. You're now level 4. We have something on the ability vendor for you to purchase. And that's going to be this ability right here. Then when we find the ability vendor, we'll be able to purchase that and slot it in that spot. There's going to be times where you're going to have more ability, a lot of abilities, and still only have your sets. So you're going to have to choose and choose. But you have up to 4 sets that you can save. You can have 4 different builds of abilities chosen. And there we go again. Nope, we're down. All right, they're doing the patch. So with that, we'll just talk for a minute, and then we'll go ahead and call it quits until they bring the servers back up, and then I can continue on with this later as part 2. So keep the questions answering. We'll just do a Reddit type Q&A for now. Let's see here. Do paths affect if you can level with friends? Paths are completely optional content, have nothing to do with your level and or your class. Paths are what you choose to do. You can completely level up to max level and never level your path. That's a complete choice. But you have to choose a path. Will you regain health during PvP arenas if you level up? I believe, and don't quote me because I don't PvP much, if you earn the level up in PvP, it's not actually activated until the match is over. But don't quote me, I could be wrong. So that doesn't happen. If it's not, I think that's the direction they're going. But like I said, I haven't actually personally leveled up in PvP, so I'm not really sure. Yes, they took the servers down for a hot patch. They'll hopefully be back up in a few minutes. We'll keep trying. But for now, I'm just answering questions. Nope, still down. So, anyway. Does picking a different path to friend interfere with questing? No, they don't interfere with each other. So, like I said, it's completely optional content. You can do it if you want. Now, keep in mind, if you have a group of 4 and every one of you have a different path, the 4 of you will have more to do together than if you all pick the same path. Because as you're going around the world, you'll have access to the scientist stuff, the settler stuff, the explorer, so on and so forth. No. So the question is, do you have to go to the vendor to upgrade on tiers? No. If you level up and earn a point, you can spend it on the spot. You do not have to go to the vendor, ability vendor, except to get abilities you don't have already purchased, and to respec your amps if you have put points into amps and want to get them back. Those are the only 2 things you can't do in the field. Will I be doing some PvP? Yes, I will do a PvP. In one of my shows, I've been trying to go through all the classes, given the basics of the class. My first video was a basics of all of WildStar, but I will be covering PvP at the future. Real Blank Space, if you go watch his shows, he's done lots of PvP already. So if you really want to get your fill, he's definitely much better at the PvP aspect than me. Costume features. Costume features are very cool. I did show that in every stream I've done up to this point. Obviously, we disconnected before I could show it today, but I will be showing it as soon as I get a costume item. What about WildStar that I like that is unique? What I like about WildStar the Uniques is the layered way you play. I like the fact that they added paths on top of your character, that there's multiple ways to play your characters, not only in the role, but in the abilities you use in that role. The way you can customize your person by the way you do your gear management, the amp system, and the rune crafting that we haven't talked about yet. But rune crafting gives you another way to tweak your gear and all of that. Just the way they layer it, it makes you feel like you definitely have the opportunity to be completely different than the character that's standing next to you that might be the same class, that might be the same path even, but you could still be playing completely different and both be relevant. So, yes, you can teleport to your class or house from anywhere once you've unlocked housing and got your housing recall stone. Teleporting back from your house, there's a stand at your house that you click on that brings you back down. Now there's the housing teleport has nothing to do with your path. So there might be some misconception there. Races do not have racial abilities. Let's see here. Oh, did we get an ad? Apologize about the ads. They're just part of the Twitch system. Don't really have a lot of control on that. Faction versus faction open world PvP. Open world PvP right now is a choice-based situation here in beta. You have to turn it on to be able to PvP somebody and or duel. At launch, they're planning on having a PvP server. As I said, I don't PvP much, but it's going to be just like any other game that has open world PvP, same kind of stuff going on. Let's see if our servers are back up again. Nope, not yet. We'll keep trying. Okay, what bonuses do the soldiers get? Soldiers get a couple of different bonuses that I have to remember off the top of my head. In here, hold on, I'd have to open up my spreadsheet. Have you seen any dies for wearables? Yes, there is a very unique die system that allows you, once you've gotten the die, to either die one piece at a time, or you can dye your whole set to be that same color pattern. It's up on a choice. So for Exiles, what class would be the most awesome for a Stalker? Stalker is the class. Do you mean race? The engineers can have about 2 bots at a time. So NCSoft's in-game, they've talked about you're going to have 20 and 40-man raids, you're going to have the Elder Games, you're going to have all that other stuff, but since that's above the level 15, I'm going to leave it with what they've already put out. They're very serious about the end game, and so the game is not going to be launched until they feel it's ready. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. There's going to be plenty of content. So, for the Exiles, it really comes down to personal choice when it comes to races. No race is going to make you better at a class. So, go with aesthetics. What are you going to like to look at? And that's playing. 40-man raids, yes. 20 and 40-man, there's also other types of content. You're going to have 5-man dungeons, you're going to have 5-man adventures, you're going to have 2-man, 1-man different types of scenarios that you can do. There's varying levels of content that is going to be available for you. Are engineering bots destroyable? No, they're like any other pet class. If they get killed, you can resummon them. You won't lose them, they'll just die. Does that make sense? Can all races be every class? No, there are races that can't be certain classes. For example, the Orin cannot be an engineer, just as an example. So you'll see that during character creation. So, will this be a WoW killer? I don't like that terminology in any way, shape, or form. How about we say, do I think WildStar will be successful? Yes, I think it'll be highly successful for those that like the type of gameplay that they are presenting with the mission that they're going after. I don't think any game actually goes out and kills any other game. That just, it's not how it works. There is a market for every game for everybody. There's numerous games that I love to play. Do I play them as much as some games as much as others? No. Do I like a lot of different games? Yes. Tank, healer, and DPS. Yes, there is a trinity. Every class can DPS. Then every class can either tank or heal. So the trinity is there. The trinity is important. How you play that trinity depends on the mix and match of the classes that you put in there, because medics heal differently than the espers, different than the spell slingers. Stalkers tank differently than the engineer and the warrior. So anyway, that's so am I allowed to talk about my beta key? Not sure what the question is there. Are you asking how long I've been in beta? Because yes, I can tell you that. Nope, still not back up. Are melee classes at advantage in Dis and PvP? I would not say they are. There's some fine-tuning and tweaking going on. Every class is equally good at what they do. It's how you learn how to play it. You cannot buy WildStar now. It is still in closed beta. A new batch of keys have gone out. If you have not signed up for beta, head over to the website, sign up for beta. There's a survey that you can fill out at SurveyMonkey. Go fill that out and get your chance of getting into beta. Also pay attention and sign up for the team_WildStar Twitter, because sometimes they'll throw out contests like a Vine contest or something like that that can earn you a key also. So right now they're shooting for spring of 2014, correct? But when it's ready, it's ready. If they push it back, then they'll just push it back. I have not tried the CC. Am I Exile or Dominion? My personal preference right now is the Dominion because of the Draken. Ever since last year, I have been a Draken Stalker is the way for me to go. Just because I like the aesthetics of the Draken and I like playing a Stalker. If I was to play Exiles, I would be Morlish. That's my preference right now. The faction storyline, I enjoy both of them equally well. It just comes down to aesthetics. So the differences between healing. Okay, so You have burst healing, which is going to be your spell slingers. They're more shoot the heals in there, and I might be getting this backwards. I don't play healers much. The espers are more of your heal over time type heals, and your spot healing area heals. Like I said, I might have those two backwards. And then your medics are your dots. They like to keep the charges going and doing different stuff like that. But like I said, don't quote me because I don't really play healers. I play tanks and I play DPS. Sorry about that. There is only one planet, Nexus. However, there are moons, there are ships in space, and there's lots of Elden labs that are in the planet and above the planet. So, but that's the basic concept between the medic or the healing styles is how they're applied. Are they heals that you drop on the ground and people got to run into them? Are they heals that you have to have targeted on players? Are there field effects? Are there pre-heals where you dot them or put bots on them and the bots are healing them because they're tagged to the person, which is what the engineer does. So, let's see here. The first dungeon is around 15, 20-ish, somewhere in there. It depends if you're walking in or you're queuing for it. You can walk into a dungeon earlier at your own risk, but you can only queue for it via the finder once you found it at certain levels. Let's see here. Can you play as a hybrid? Yes. Probably everybody's considered a hybrid to some respects because you have your DPS, you have your support, and you have your utility abilities, and never any one person is going to be all of one type. If you only equip your assault-powered abilities, you would technically be pure, but you're probably going to hurt how you play depending on what those abilities are. So, let's see if we're back up. No, still down. We might just have to call this and come back later. But hey, as long as you guys are good with me just answering questions, we'll just keep doing that. Release date for WildStar? No. Sometime next year. Can Chow go engineer? Yes. They are the mad engineers like crazy. Keep the questions coming. I'll have to put these together later. Yeah, I say chow sometimes because I'm lazy, but yes, it's chua. Are there random rare spawned NPCs on Nexus? Very much so. In fact, there's rare spawned NPCs where you kill them, they'll give you quests. There's some that'll give you achievements. And then there's rare world bosses that are just stuck out in random places where you better bring a raid to kill them. So, as you're exploring the world, you're just gonna have to be careful. Keep your eye open, and so that. Have I tried crafting? Yes, I have tried every craft that there is numerous times. Anything specific you want to know about crafting? Paths do provide skills. Paths that the scientists get. Alright, well, we can do that. I can tell you that. So the scientists get 3 abilities. They get the Clarity Elixir, which places an item, a crate on the ground that everyone around you can click. That's going to restore focus for those that click it. They also get a generator, which provides reputation gain. It's kind of like the scientist build stations, where you're going to put something on the ground, and for 60 seconds, everybody that uses it is going to get reputation gains. So it's something you would use like right before a big boss kill, or you're getting ready to zerg a special area and you want that extra reputation gains. You're also going to be able to create a portal that's going to allow everybody to port back to the capital city. Is there a way you can become part of the MMORPG.com project? You would have to contact the people on the site that run it and see about applying to be part of the team. Or show off your stuff in the area, express interest, and they'll ask you to join. That's how I got involved. What does a relic hunter do? A relic hunter collects Elden relics out of the world. It's a harvesting skill that you actually have to choose out of your 2 choices for crafting, and you will get Elden relics and some liquid that you use in the crafting system. Mostly used for technologists in the crafting. Settlers. Skills for the settler. The 3 skills that the settler gets are they get a tech totem, which provides a 16-minute boost to experience, kind of like the scientist's reputation game one. They can also summon a vendor bot, which allows people to clean out their inventory by selling in the field. And then you can also open a portal that will allow everyone to return to their house at the end of an event. And then that way you don't have to use your housing cooldown. So that was probably what was referred to earlier, is that portal system. So is the only thing the current beta players receive that non-beta players get is the free hoverboard mount. So the free hoverboard mount is actually just for testing purposes. I don't know if it'll actually be there at live, but it may potentially be there for everyone at live. Currently, everyone earns a hoverboard at level 10, but that may be for, like I said, in beta for testing of the mount system, more so than just giving a benefit to beta testers that people at launch will not get. I don't know if it's only going to be for those that are in beta. What craft allows you to create and improve power cores? I'm not positive about that. I know there was talk about potentially adding power cores to the technologist, but that's kind of above the level 15, and I haven't really looked into that part of the crafting just yet. Sorry. The level cap will be 50.